Welcome back to Not So Grand Garage. Today we're out in the shop working on this 1990 Ford Ranger. It's got a 2.3 with a 5-speed, solid little work truck. But just gonna go over, do a basic service, change valve cover gasket, some piddly stuff, which I'm not gonna bore you guys with. But what I wanted to show you guys is a modification we did to this truck over the winter. The previous owner of this truck had a coolant leak apparently, and basically dumped whatever coolant he had in the radiator. He had mixed DexCool and Green, and it basically turned to sludge, the whole cooling system. So went through it last fall, replaced a radiator, heater core, all the hoses, water pump, thermostat, flushed the block multiple times, and now we're still getting issues with sludge and everything else plugging the heater core up. So fought that off and on for a while, and decided to make a little modification to hopefully fix the problem. So let's get at it. Although it's really easy to change a heater core on this truck, changing them every couple of weeks because they plug solid isn't ideal. So even back flushing them out and everything else, it wouldn't fix it. They would plug solid. They might produce heat for a couple days after back flushing them, then they'd plug up again. The whole cooling system had been flushed multiple times, but this truck, for some reason, just keeps producing this sludge, and I'm assuming it is down in the block and it's just not able to come out without going real extensive, either like pulling the motor and having the block hot tanked, something like that. But we made some changes and stopped plugging heater cores, started plugging filters. Let me show you. Up here at the heater core, we've got a back flush tee that was used to help flush the cooling system out when we started fighting this problem, and it just wasn't doing us any good. So went and picked up a roll of 5/8 heater hose and ran a new line off the supply side of the heater core down that way. And if we come under here, in the wheel well, we have a Wix 51515 filter on a remote oil filter head. Now, that is the same oil filter that this engine runs. So, and they're cheap. You can get them for a couple dollars off Amazon. And the filter head was really cheap. It's a universal remote filter mount. So, ran some 5/8 hose barbs into that filter head, so the coolant comes down from the engine side into the filter first, then back up to the inlet of the heater core. So what did that do for us? The first day it plugged the filter, which I assumed it would. Spun that filter off, and it probably weighed 5 to 10 pounds, and it was hot. The whole top of the filter was just caked over with sludge. So I swapped that filter out, put another one on it. Ran it for, this time, he ran it about a week and a half before it started losing heat again. So he brought it back out, clamped the lines off, spun the filter off again. Filter probably weighed 5 pounds or better. Threw a new filter on it and sent him on his way. And that lasted him all winter. No more heater cores plugging up, no nothing. So now that we're coming into spring, I decided I'm going to go on and while I've got it out here servicing it, I'm going to go on and change that filter out, see what it looks like. But I think that is doing the trick on getting all that sludge out of the block and out of the cooling system. And beforehand, when I popped the cap on the radiator, it was it was just floating with gunk and sludge. Didn't matter how many times this thing had been cleaned out. But now it's staying clean. So we're gonna change that filter out, and I'll show you how easy it is and go from there. Okay, here we are up top. I'm going to pinch both these hoses off right up here to eliminate losing as much coolant as we can. It would have been nice to put a couple like quarter turn valves or something like that in line with this setup, but we were going for cost effective, and the valves are extremely expensive nowadays for what they are. So clamps it is. I usually take a little piece of cardboard, a pair of vice grips, cardboard to protect the hose so we don't damage it. And it doesn't have to be super tight, just pinching it off. And that's it. A piece of cardboard now here. And that's it. Both hoses are pinched off, as you can see. And now I can spin that filter off without dumping a gallon of coolant. Now, we will get a little bit of coolant loss here, but not a ton. There we go. Basically, just what's in a few inches of hose. And down we go. And this, can't really tell it, but this filter weighs a ton. Might cut that open just to take a look at it. But let's go on and spin a new filter on that head. Pre-filled the filter with coolant, spun it back on there. And, I'll go on and take those clamps loose up here and top the radiator back off. Got the cooling system filled back up. Now I'm going to start this thing up, let it run for a little while, let it warm up, and make sure we don't have any more air in the system. And then I'm going to go on and service it out. So give me just a minute and I will probably cut that filter open and show you guys what it's pulling out, if anything. So bear with me. Okay, got our filter cut open. There's a good bit of sludge and stuff on the plate here. Here's our anti-drain back valve. I'll pull the filter out. Here's our filter element, and it is probably hard to tell on the camera, but it is absolutely packed full of sludge that looks just like mud. I'll see if I can cut this apart. And here's our element. And here is the filter itself. You can see all the sludge that's caked into these pleats. And keep in mind, this filter's been changed at least twice now. And the first two were heavier than this one when they came off. You can also see the end plates absolutely plugged full. And same goes for this one. So it just goes to show that one, mixing coolant is not a good idea. Always use the right kind of coolant. Don't mix it with anything that shouldn't be mixed with. And two, maintain your cooling systems. Change your coolant on a regular basis. I think every 30,000 miles or so, every 2 to 5 years, which most people don't do it. Otherwise, you'll end up with this mess. And you'll be bringing it to someone like me to fix it. Well, I think that about wraps it up for the cooling system filtration setup that I wanted to show you guys. It's really simple, really cheap, and it's working well. It's taking all the sludge and garbage out of this cooling system over time, and it sure beats having to pull the motor and hot tank it or do something drastic. So yeah, eventually I will probably turn this into a bypass style coolant filter setup, or just delete it from the truck once everything's cleaned up and just go back to regular cooling system maintenance, and he shouldn't have any more trouble. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We appreciate you watching.